Hello, everybody, and welcome to Club 38, where the drinks are strong, the beats are raw, and the vibe is pure rebellion. I am always am Alligal, ALLI3GAL, and tonight, unfortunately, I am not joined by Kate Gaming. She is off on a vacation, and we hope that she's having the most fun ever. But I am not alone. I am joined by the one and only Bonez88. And
What
also,
up?
joining us again is Statistically Dave.
Hello, thanks for having me again.
So,
Yep. Thanks for having me on.
again, if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can find us at usually these 2 weeks are a little different because Kate is away, but you can find me this week and next week at twitch.tv/alligal. Again, that's ALLI3GAL. You can also find my YouTube. You can find the Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast, and everything else at our link tree, linktr.ee/club38. There you can join the Discord, ask podcast questions, and just join in the conversation. So, Dave, Bones, do you want to drop your links below? And Dave, I know we got your account rundown last time. Bones, yours actually changed since the last time you were on. Do you want to give a little rundown?
Yeah, so I've been streaming Swugga for about 5 or 6 years. That's how long I've been doing this content in general. I've had my account for 10 years, but Relic Delta it's kind of ruffled my feathers like a lot of people, but I'm not quitting. I'm just cutting back. So I had my 10-year account for free to play where I didn't spend anything. A lot of people spent money on it, but not me. And yeah, but I've been playing nonstop for 10 years, and I let the Berm. He's starting to get pretty known around the community. He's taken over my account, so you can watch that account with him. He's much smarter, so the potential account could probably be much better than what I was doing. So I'm excited to see that. And but I kept the Baines account, so you guys know Baines around. He's one of the biggest whales. His personal account's 16 million. So he bought me an account a long time ago, and it's 14 million. So I'm like, yeah, Relic Delta's coming. I'm just going to keep the one with all Relic characters and cut back because my life's been changed drastically since 5 or 6 years ago as well. So right now, one account, 14.2 million. That's where I'm at.
Dave, do you just want to throw in a little recap of yours?
Yeah, so I've been playing this game for coming up on 8 years. My account is, what's my account at now? 13.7 mil GP. I'm the leader of a top 50 guild. We're I think top 10 in raid right now. Yeah, leader of a guild and alliance. And yeah, just love this game. And been streaming since the summer.
Oh, so you just started, huh? I've seen your name somewhere, Dave. Where have I seen you before?
On that one podcast you used to be on?
Is that what? Were you on there?
I was on 3. Egnards has had me on a show twice over the years. I was on 3 Scoundrels when you weren't there and Allie was filling for you.
Oh,
And I was on Club 38 last. Yeah,
okay, that's what it was. Okay, well, I'm
you
glad you got to do the show.
Skywalker was filling in for you.
There's too many fill-ins at that time. I don't think anyone knew what was going on. Well, I hope you had a good time, David. I'll have to go back and listen to the episode, man. I had a lot going on at the time, so yeah, we'll have to come on. It probably wasn't as weird. How weird do we get on this one? I don't remember. I've been here once. I don't remember it being that weird. Do we get 3 Scoundrels weird over here in Club 38?
It depends who's on.
Okay, so we're about to get weird then. All right. Let's do it.
So
what are you up to, Allie? I haven't talked to you in a while. How's everything going on with you?
Things are really, really crazy. As you know, I've been through domestic violence and everything, so I'm just dealing with stuff as it comes. It's been tough, but I'm here. I'm alive. I'm
That's all
kicking.
you can do. I've been on that side of things many times, so I know how it feels. Let me know if you need to just talk or whatever, but that's all you can do. It'll get better eventually.
Where is my... This is what I want to do. So one thing that I do want to actually touch base on first is I want to point out that we do have a community event milestone going on.
Yep, I just saw that. They just came out with that earlier. Looks pretty
I wish
interesting.
they released it before Conquest started, but better late than never.
Better rewards than usual. So I liked it.
Let me just change this all up. There we go. Make it so Dave's not hiding.
But yeah, what was the first? It was DTMG is the first one. You get 20 shards of him, 20 shards of the stranger at the end. I'm just filling it in
I
while she's
just pulled
pulling
it up on the stream right here. So participate in conquest events to contribute to reward progress. Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon, Bane, then Rey, and then the Stranger. I do find it really weird that normally when you hit that last one, they have like 3 or 4 of the last couple. So it is weird that they don't include those.
Swuggo inflation.
I didn't get that either.
The other thing that I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this is the big difference here is if you look here, it says 1.3 million conquest bosses defeated. So it doesn't actually go by stamina or tickets redeemed. It's 1.3 million of the bosses we have to beat.
I didn't know that. We probably won't be reaching it because that means we're going to have to go out of our way just to farm that node.
So, okay, so that means 260,000 people need to beat all 5 bosses once. Or, you can replay it. But yeah, right, I don't know.
Now, I don't know
how many people are doing that.
I was looking at this earlier, and currently we're here. About a third, just over a third of the way to Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. But I was looking at the rewards, trying to see if it was a little bit different for this one, which it's not. You get your 20 Doritos for eating it the first time, and that's it. I was kind of hoping that they would throw in, like, anything Datacron, because you're wasting your energy there instead of getting the Datacron materials, which is what you do with that leftover energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I don't think these... I'm not a huge fan of these, but if you don't care and you just play the game, then it's not a big deal. You get free stuff. But I just hope that no one out there is taking this seriously and going out there and like farming these boss nodes because no one else is doing that. So if you're thinking about doing that, like don't do that. You know what I mean? Other than that, it doesn't really matter. It's free stuff. But it would leave a bad taste in my mouth if like we got close to it. But I really don't care enough. It would suck. So like, what's the point? I don't know. These things are just weird.
And that's what happened last time, right?
Yeah, we got really close. We were about halfway between the last tier.
Honestly, you'd think CG would just like fudge the numbers, right? I mean, no one knows if the numbers are real at the end of the day, but like you'd think that just for feel good, like, yeah, you guys did it. But
yeah, really I feel like that's what I said. Like, there's no way that any of us could prove what the numbers were.
Unless,
he updates them like on his own. So, like you said, every time just make it dramatic or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you did a last push, and you guys, every single time it still makes it. You don't have to admit that it's fudged, but just like every time give it to us.
Or you never know if we actually made it and they fudged it so we didn't.
Yes, that's the other.
Yeah, I I can see that happening as well. So
They
I
just
and that
could-
might be what's
narrowly
going on.
got it. Oh, no, they didn't. Fudge that one. Get rid of that 0.
Yep, it sounds like something the NFL would do.
By the way, Dave,
Um,
who's your team?
Okay. I don't really watch football. My dad is a Jets fan though, but I know they haven't been good like ever.
So he must be miserable a lot of the time. If you're a fan of football and your team has just always been terrible, there's no
Yeah.
history of good stuff.
I'm always more of a hockey guy personally.
Nothing wrong with hockey. I don't watch it, but
I enjoy going to games. I don't really care about watching it, per se.
so Allie, I'm going to the 23rd game with my son, and then on it's a Sunday night football game against Houston Texans. So I'll be going twice.
Could crush them.
And that Colts game is going to be good because they're top of the league right now.
I don't know. Chiefs are playing differently right now. Ever since
Oh,
we got
I'm not worried. I'm
all
just
of our
saying it's
receivers,
gonna be
like
good.
a whole new
Yeah.
game.
It's gonna be fun. Yep, it's pretty fun. What else is going on? Anything? Any news?
That's the
No.
big one. We do have since the last podcast, this has been talked about on a couple different ones. But we haven't talked about it here in Club 38 yet. Where is it? The rewards for Smugglers Run 3.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah.
I think they're not. I mean, I personally, once I got Hondo, will probably go for it, but I don't think they're worth the rewards. I think there should have been. Yes, Smuggler's Run is the event for mod gear, but there should have been relic mats there. Especially if
think
you
they
need a full
should've-
R9 team.
I think most of
So-
us figured they were going to hold out on that until Relic 10 dropped, which I don't think is that far away to be truthful. So I just figured they were going to hold
That
out
too.
on that. I think most of, and I would have been fine with that.
The big thing you're gonna
Yeah.
see here is Smugglers Run 3, you get 2 more fusion coils, 2 more powerful, which again, if you're looking at 2 more, you get 2 runs, so it's actually 4. So you're getting 4 more fusion coils, 4 control chips, 4 fusion discs, and 4 more bonding pins, more credits, and 5D mystery health. You're going from 1 to 8, so you're getting way more health mods. So going from 1 to 8, you're getting like 14 more mods.
Yeah,
I see
it. I see it as you're just getting more materials. You're not getting anything new. You invest more into these characters and get this done, then you get twice the amount of modding stuff, and you're gonna catch up on mods twice as fast, I guess. I mean, I still have problems with mods. Some people don't, but I do. So for the people that need to build on their mods, this is going to help, and I think it'd be worth working on if mods is a big part of your game. It's not for me, but I want to get it anyways because I have all the characters. So it's not bad. It's just meh, because that's what I keep complaining about is you're not introducing any other new resources to the game and no other new pieces. And some people are like, well, I don't want that. I just want everything handed to me. Well, me personally, I don't, because then I don't appreciate the character. Once I put the time and the effort and the everything to get it. Well, that makes me appreciate the character.
Yeah, when you get that 3-star, it's like, oh.
Yeah, but I'm just talking when I say like the character, like when we get to farm 5 or 14 characters to get that big one, like you really appreciate it. But when you're being handed everything, it's not very I'm not appreciating it. So they have no new resources that are precious to us that we really care about. So what else could they? Except just, I mean, they could always do better. There's that one capacitor or whatever they left out. That's hard to get.
Yeah.
And but I don't know. I think it's always going to be disappointing until R10 comes out. But I think it should be R13 by now. So our 10's not even going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah, so
Like
there's
they're
the
too far behind.
deadly rewards. We're gonna get about 6 of each for deadly. 2 more pulse modulators and 9 more health mods at deadly. For smugglers run 2, we're looking at 20 more circuit breakers, 20 more pulse modulators, 26 doubled capacitor. I don't want to do the math right now. What, 52? 52 more capacitors, 52 more amplifiers, 52 more attenuators, and 22 more health mods.
See, this just I don't remember what any of those things are, what they look like. Some of those are the
Smugglers,
reroll mats, right?
yeah. So you're getting 26 more of, or what, 20s, 16, that'd be 30, 32. You're getting 32 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all,
So you're
can
going
they
to.
increase the mod capacity at this point? If we're gonna get like 30 mods per smugglers run, can they increase it above 500?
You're asking a lot.
That's
I
what I was
know.
wondering. I wonder if it was kind of confirmed because Zareth had a thing where he adds it all when you do all of them. You're getting like over 300. So if you have 0, you're going to get over what you cap out at if you are able to do all the tiers. So I'm wondering if maybe they will be doing that, or maybe they just didn't think about that. But that means when it comes around, you better go spindle your attenuators first because you're going to be getting more than you can even cap. That you
Okay.
cap out at.
So looking at Smugglers Run 3, very deadly, which is Relic 3 Plus. You get 30 circuit breaker modules, 30 pulse modulators, 76 capacitors, 76 Mark 1 amplifiers, 46 attenuators, and 12 speed mods. Doubled. So 60, 60, 152.
It's quite a few.
No, like you're gonna have a plethora of stuff after you do these. So I mean, I'm not complaining about it.
I
That's
do
for
like
sure.
that they introduced the speed mods instead of health. That's always been a complaint of mine. Like everybody,
Mm-hmm.
it is a rush to go for the Jabba first, which is great, but um, he does help your mod score. He does do a lot. But for Smugglers Run 2, you're getting health mods, where I think it would be more beneficial to players if they were speed.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Are they random or are they the same for everybody?
5D
When that happens.
mystery. So 5 dot mystery speed.
So does that mean random when they say mystery?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But a guaranteed speed secondary, that'd be kind of cool.
All right, and then extremely deadly. Relic 9. I'm gonna guess this is also going to be a Honda requirement. It's just a
Of course,
guess.
yeah.
Obviously, it just says release to be decided, and we don't exactly know. But this is gonna be like the Leia Endor Moon one, the Jabba. This is gonna be the Honda one. Mark II circuit breakers, 40 pulse modulators, 84 capacitors, 84 amplifiers, 16 fusion coils, 16 power flow control chips, 46 micro attenuators, and 12 mystery speed 5 dots. Doubled, so 80, 80, so on and so forth.
And that's the last tier?
Yes, this is the extremely deadly.
Yeah, so another thing you can start doing is starting hitting on the higher the attenuator where you're at 40. I don't ever do 40s ever, but now I'm going to start doing them once I can access this event because you're just going to have more overall. So I'll be taking chances on maybe shittier mods and trying to make them better. Just because I have the extra attenuators, so this is all a plus. I don't want to complain about it. I can't complain. I need to work on my mods. So
It also says update adjusted the 6 dot to 5 dot, and we have increased the number of mods.
Oh,
So
love you, man. The worst guest I've ever had on Three Scoundrels is in the house.
And then they also do say
Don't listen to
that the current cadence of Smuggler's Run, which is about twice a month, is going to be every other week. Smuggler's Run will be every other Monday. Smuggler's Run 2 will be every other Wednesday, and Smuggler's Run 3 will be every other Friday.
Does it usually run twice a month?
Once or twice.
No,
Generally, is it once? I thought it was twice.
Is it twice?
Well,
I feel like it's once a month. Maybe I'm making that up.
I always felt like it was once, but so now they're doubling it. Is that what we're saying then?
Yeah, that's what they're basically saying is it's going to be every other week instead of once a month.
That's great. That's even better. So you're actually getting even more stuff. So I can't complain.
I thought it was.
Here, guys, have everything. I feel like Oprah has taken over Swugga. She's just giving everything away to everybody.
Here's your mods. Take them.
There's no need to worry about anything.
Take all the mods. Just take them.
I can't complain too much.
So that's really the big news that they had. We do have Smugglers Run 3 and then the Community Conquest. Yeah, that's about it.
On to freestyle.
Well, I mean, what's how did you guys do in Grand Arena yesterday? Your last match of 3v3.
I did not do good. My opponent clean swept me. First battle, I narrowly lost. Second battle, I messed up, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make up the points. Let me not waste half an hour.
Yeah, I went 1-2, so I did terribly. But my last match I won, so I was like, thank God. I can at least ended on that note. But yeah, I got my first opponent was 100k discrepancy in GP, so it was interesting, except that he completely beat the crap out of me. So it wasn't that cool or fun. It definitely humbled me. But yeah, that's about it. Are you guys 3v3 or Allie? Go ahead and tell me, and then I'll ask you a question.
I went 1 and 2. I won the first one. Second one I no-showed. I just lost track of time. And then the last one, I did one match just because I always do one just to see if I could do it or not. And then I had to get ready for school. And by the time I got back, and I was like, oh shoot, I got Grand Arena, and I had like 15 minutes left. And he only put up 1,000 points in Kyber 2. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can do this. And I rushed it, and I've cleared the first zone, fleets. And all I needed was one more battle. One more battle, and I ran out of time.
Aw.
Damn. Those are fun,
I had
though.
it. It was like right in the palm of my hands. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get it like just under the minute.
I've had some streams where I'm rushing, and I've beat him a couple times, but I usually lose. You don't usually make it in time. Those are always fun. Speed gax is what I call them.
What? No way. Egnards was not following. Egnards, thanks for the follow.
Yeah, see, I think it's something that you're doing because I've been helping you since I met you. So I don't know why I wasn't following you. That was weird. And so was Egg. But so are you guys 3v3 people? I love 3v3. It's my favorite one, and I win more often. But that's not the popular opinion with most people.
No, it is not.
I love it.
That is definitely an unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
but
See, I lose way more when I have it with 5v5.
I think I enjoy 3v3 better. But okay, so Egnard says that Smuggler's Run 3 typically runs about every, or 2 runs every 10 to 12 days. So you're looking at 2 to 3 times a month, depending how it falls.
Yeah.
So you're really not you're really not getting that much of a cadence change other than every other week, so it's more consistent.
But they chose a specific day for it, right? Is that they chose a specific, that's the one thing, I guess. As opposed to just some random day of the week.
Yeah. If not slight, yeah. So basically the same as now, if not slightly more. That was my thought on it. It was just gonna be how it all fell. I didn't see an uptick in like extra ones, but just the Kate, like, I don't know, having it like every other couple, depending on how they stack it. They might do it alternating weeks too. But yeah, so that speedrun in that GAC was a lot of fun. I just needed one more, and I had like 5GL still available. I had it.
Yeah, so how do you guys think that Relic Delta is gonna be affecting like people climbing out of the small like erodiums and stuff? I don't know where all you
It
guys are
won't.
at, but there's like 8 millions and stuff. Is that gonna make them rise up though? Will they win more? And will people lose more, or is it gonna matter? They're still gonna stay in the same spot as they were before.
I think it's gonna depend on, I think like the people who are more focused are gonna climb through the ranks until they hit a wall in mid Kyber. But I think it's just gonna be a sharper wall at some point, depending on their roster relative to everyone else's. But yeah, so I think it's just gonna be there's gonna be a hard wall. It's gonna be like other pay to play like mobile games where like in a global arena you just can't get past the guys who spend too much. And I think there's gonna be a hard wall for these people that is going to become 100% insurmountable, as opposed to maybe you win with skill.
Those really efficient, like free to play players that are up in Kyber 1 are going to pay the most. They're going to
Yeah,
hate the
they're
game,
done.
dude, because that's why they play the game, because they get the thrill of competing up there because they're super efficient, they're super smart, and not just efficient, but they're good with the counters and the kits and knowing what to do. And that entire player base, that player type is going to die. Like you're done, you're gone. You can go beat up on the people who aren't as smart as you, but it's not going to make you feel better because you're just beating up on dumb people. So like me, that's where I'll be at. So then I'm getting pushed farther down. That's how I'm going to be getting paid. But
that's basically my
like
thoughts on it too. You're gonna see a lot of those people who know the counters, like Riva in Phoenix. Phoenix is an early team. A lot of people have them. It's a good way to punch up. And with the Relic Delta, narrowing that, I only need a Relic 3 Phoenix team to take out a Relic 8 or 9 Riva. That's gonna make it so you have to have all those relics there, and it's gonna push all those people that don't have them applied down.
100%. Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be, and it's a little scary, right? Because obviously, what will be the point of theory crafting?
Am I cutting out, or is it you guys?
You're a little laggy.
Yeah,
Typical
It might
Bonez
be me.
faction.
I don't know if I'm talking over you guys or not, but you're going in and out. I'm sorry if I'm
No,
talking
you're
over
not.
you.
But like, what is going to be the point of theory crafting? I mean, obviously, they keep adjusting the numbers, right? They keep tuning them. We haven't seen version 6 as far as I'm aware, right? The last one's the 5th version. Maybe it won't kill theory crafting. The original numbers definitely would have completely killed theory crafting.
Mhm.
Now, if the numbers, truthfully, I've been busy lately, so I haven't been keeping up with all the people making videos about like the 5th version of it. But if it really is going to kill theory crafting, then I think the spirit of the game is going to partially die. If it doesn't, then perhaps this game has a few more years left. But I mean, it is pretty crazy to think about that this game is about to hit 10 years, right? Like
Isn't that crazy
some
to think?
yeah, some MMOs don't even hit 10 years. And this is a mobile game, which is a super impressive feat.
I think a lot of that is reliant on the community though. Like we have such a
Of
strong
course,
community. Um, the whole panic situation aside, how people panic whenever any news is released. Um, the community is just amazing. Just the people that we have here will back anybody.
that is yeah, that is why I don't want to see it get destroyed. I don't know if it will be, but yeah. I was thinking about an answer I gave to a question last week when you had me on. I don't think I said what I meant to say. So I wanna amend what I said. There's a question that was asked, I think it was in chat, like what would cause you to quit the game? And you and Kate, you both said burnout. And I said if the community dies. Um Now for me, I mean, I'm a little unique in the situation, but I'm a guild leader, right?
Yeah.
So obviously I've said that. Like I actually did once quit before for about 6 weeks. It was the summer of 2022. Um there are two reasons why I did that. The first was an in-game reason, which was my officers were not really helping me and I was doing way too much. And that was burning me out. And the second was that I started grad school. So I'm like, you know what? I probably let me take a little break. We'll see what happens. Um, and then literally the next day, half my guilds quit. We had a merger, and I mean exact like 25 people. Um, Rip Bones. Basically we had a merger and they all decided to leave. Like we had a merger like 2 months earlier. They all decided to leave the day after I quit. So then I came back. I helped, or I wasn't in the game, but I helped my new leaders find the merge, and then I came back after we had a really cool guild. But like I don't feel like I
I'm gonna
could
wait for a
quit.
minute
Like
to
if I
see if he
wanted
comes
to.
back before I mess with the
Oh,
boxes.
okay. I don't think I would just quit if I'd enjoy the game. Like I feel like I personally have a responsibility to my guilds, which obviously that isn't the most optimistic thing to say. Not that I don't like it, but just like I feel like I wouldn't want to leave because I've seen so many guilds fall apart because their leader left, and I don't want my guild to die again once I leave. So I really like I really do think the only thing that will cause me to quit is if the game itself dies. Like I'd go down with the ship. And the whole Relic Delta thing, it just makes me very obviously the numbers are they keep changing them, but if theory crafting dies, if the true spirit of the game of utilizing your characters in a way to min max and punch up dies, well, that's going to be absolutely detrimental to the community, right? Like, let's think of like the playbook, right? Fatal. I mean, I when I think of him, I think of his crazy off meta counters. And obviously, his roster, he has one of the biggest rosters in the game. But like what what is that going to do for him and other theory crafters? if theory crafting just doesn't matter anymore. Because that was one of the big things of the game, right? Like as I was saying earlier in the stream when before we started recording this, right? I feel like mechanics in this game are mechanics in player versus environment game modes are irrelevant at this point for the most part. They just enhance existing game mechanics. Um, like if there's no theory crafting and there's no mechanics, the game's just going to be a bunch of autoing, right? And potentially even in Grand Arena to an extent. And right, the whole 5 relic difference. Of course, everyone keeps saying Relic 3 versus Relic 8, right? But what about Relic 5 versus Relic 10, right? I think I said this last week, but Relic 5 is a respectable relic level. For like I feel like most people would agree Relic 5 on like a mediocre tune or maybe like a support. That's a respectable number, right? You don't really need to get them higher except for maybe TB.
I feel like a tune it just isn't good until it hits that level.
Yeah. But like something that doesn't do much damage, right? Maybe you don't really need it above, right? I probably wouldn't have a Relic 7 or Relic 8 Watt if he wasn't a requirement or something, for example. But so yeah, that's my big fear that they're just CG does not know how to balance things as is. They're not going to balance this. Theory crafting's dead. Mechanics are dead. Then we're just playing in basically an AFK game, right? Where you just click auto and occasionally click here and there.
I mean that's how a lot of people play though.
It is. It is. I
Myself
just
included,
wish.
really.
Oh, me too. Me too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have been sitting during the course of the past however long we've been recording. I've been autoing TV, but I wish there was more that made me stop and think. Okay, I don't want to press auto.
So I don't push
That's my
auto
thing.
when I stream. Because when I started streaming,
Off stream, yeah.
um I would hit auto quite a bit. Like, oh yeah, here we go, auto. And somebody was like, you're a streamer. Are people watching you play the game, not hitting auto? I was like, good
Yeah,
point.
no.
However, yeah, good point, but they're also there for like just to talk and um just in general to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying outside of streaming, right? Obviously, like it's different for you and me because we're playing the game in a way to entertain people. But like, I just like again, I think I gave the example of like the Malgus epic confrontation, the older raids, right? It was kind of nice to like think, to discover the mechanics, to learn how to, how each team interacts with like the crate raid, right? Like was it the Jawas? Like they had their thermal detonators, and the Tuscans had their harpoon things and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was nice to have to first know the team mechanics, right? Because that's the core of the game, and then learn the additional mechanics and how that factors in. I always think that's fun. Um, and I wish this game, like right as I was saying, this conquest kind of reminds us when the game was a little more focused on that. And I wish the game would have more of that, right? Maybe in this new game mode.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my biggest want for the game.
So you'd like to see more like raid style battles brought into
Yeah.
standard gameplay?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I want.
That'd be an interesting take. Be curious to see how they do that. I guess they are kind of doing it in Conquest right now with the raid bosses. They're standard though. Like, I mean, kind of get it, but you don't because the mechanics aren't
Yeah, I
there.
mean, yeah. I just want to. Yes, it takes work and time, but like, let's be real. They make so much money off this game. They can invest a little time into mechanics, outside of player kit mechanics. Um, so I would like to see basically like raid boss level puzzle fights in this game mode. Basically, like a different version of Galactic Challenge, where it's some kind of puzzle. And they could have, minimum relic 7 pirates or whatever. But make us think a little, not just choose the right team, press auto.
Um, I'm a huge auto fan, so it's hard for me to really say that I don't want to auto it. Because I do. I really enjoy autoing. Um, it
It's
is
convenient, don't get me wrong.
it's basically a game that, like, when I'm not streaming, I just wanna, if I have a couple minutes, do a couple battles. Maybe if I'm getting ready for work, I'll start a battle, grab my makeup, hit auto, do like eyeliner, look back, see if it's done, and then go back to it. Uh, so while I get ready for work, I do quite a bit there. Um,
Yeah, I mean, in the mornings I'll be autoing TB or whatever. I mean, one thing my guild did, we some of our top Krakens basically they tested like every single team in that they could to see which auto is best and which node. So we made a whole list of which teams are best to auto each node in TB, and tried to do it in a way that it minimizes or negates platoons. Like obviously the newer teams like Pirates and stuff, and Mace. Um, but like
are you taking Omicrons
this
and
game.
stuff into account for that too?
Yeah, we do. Um, like this new gamer, right? If they gave us 3 days to do one mechanic based battle or something like that, or over the course of a week, you had to do like 3 to 5 battles, which maybe only took 15, 20 minutes, but you're not too time rushed, so it respects people's time.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like that. Um,
Yeah, that would be really nice if they did that. Um, being able to just cut down on time in general would be good. But at the same time, how much time could you cut? We already have like 5 minute timers for your fleet arenas. So those climbs that you have to do daily, you're already down to 5.
I mean, one thing that has been issued in this game for quite a bit now is just the bloat of content, right? I mean, TB takes too long. Obviously, Agnards has been a big proponent of let us sim TB, right? Conquest
Yeah.
takes forever. Um, I wish there was less. Obviously, there's a point where we're like, give us something to do in the game. Now, I think they need to balance out because there's too much to do in the game. Especially obviously today or yesterday. Um, they need to, right? TB and Conquest probably just should never overlap. Um, but I really wish they found a way to respect our time a little more because of how time consuming Conquest and TB, especially at the higher levels, can be.
Mm.
And then probably that would also uh discourage us from simming everything. Right? If we don't have literally 50 battles to do, then maybe we wouldn't sim at all. And we'd sit back and enjoy the team and the game mechanics that CG made for us.
That's a good point. So North Mountain says it depends on the game mode. Streaming GAC is very different than streaming dailies and hanging out.
True. Like, obviously, Gran Torino, you don't want to sim unless it's like the end of the battle and you're gonna win no matter what. But I'm talking about for the PvE modes, really, right? You should never auto PvP anyway.
I do. Never when I'm streaming, but I do. Like, again, if I'm throwing down a Phoenix counter to Reva, as soon as I get through that first wave and everybody's alive, I'm like, auto.
Fair. You're not, but you're probably not gonna maybe that battle, but most battles that you auto, you're probably not gonna like put your phone down and walk away, right? Like you would for TB or Conquest or whatever.
I guess it would depend.
It certainly depends on the battle, but like
Yeah.
overall, right? You're probably not gonna just set it and forget it. You're gonna want to monitor it because obviously, Grand Arena, your record's on the line, or TW, you might mess it up for the whole guild. But I wish for the PvE modes there was a little more incentive to not auto, and a big reason by doing that would just be making it take less time.
TW I just have an issue with in general because, like, in territory battles, I could go ahead and do all my battles right now and deploy and be done in like half an hour.
Yeah,
Territory wars, you have to watch all day. Like, that's okay, did
yeah,
this wall go down? Can I get in there and get a couple points? Like, what's behind it? What's going on? Something that you have to consistently watch. Where territory battles, it's like, okay, let's fill these ops, do these battles, get these waves done, and then you're or Stanimal says you could just play it. I think Stanimal was the one that was actually the one that told me to actually play. I can't remember who it was.
Mhm.
I wish I did. You're not required to sim it. Yeah. Yes. So
I
again,
agree with that. It's just like, again, when there's too much to do, right? We're all busy adults. Like you have no choice, right? I mean, how long have we've been streaming for about 2 hours together. That's how much
us,
time it.
yeah. I was gonna say I've been streaming. I'm on
Yeah.
4 hours right now.
In this 2 hour, I literally just finished my TB, and I did I think like 3 or 4 refreshes of Conquest and all my TB, and that took me 2 hours. Um, and if the time investment for that was like a third, let's say, I would be more inclined to manually do at least a few battles, maybe for like, for example, a newer team like Jedi
Mhm.
Master Mace or something. I'd maybe be more inclined to sit down and actually press the buttons, learn the mechanics, and enjoy the team that I spent so long waiting to get. Or play an older team that I know works and they're really fun. Like, I mean, I can't remember the last time I've used a full CLS team. I guess there's the Kron right now, but for example, like obviously there's not a good way for the game right now to highlight older teams unless they have some niche use. Like, obviously Phoenix has stayed relevant by being a Rava counter. But like, again, like CLS, I feel like in the end game just got outpaced by not being a top 30 or 40 team.
See,
Obviously bounty hunters.
I
Yeah.
actually use CLS quite regularly. He's not like a
To use
front
it for a
wall
specific
team.
counter.
Uh, just wherever I could use him. He takes out quite a bit. Obviously, I use him on a back wall generally.
Mhm.
Um, but I'll use him as like okay, I punch through. I see like a couple teams here. What am I gonna do? CLS.
I usually use them most as like a cleanup squad, I'd say. But I mean, they have occasionally, obviously with Rollercron, they're that Rollercron there's only one, but pretty good with that. But you know, whatever this new game mode is, I hope it could be a way to highlight older teams, and maybe make us think a little with some mechanics.
Right.
Sorry, I keep saying the same thing. I realize.
No, you're good. Yeah, I don't know. I do find them quite useful though.
But there's just other teams that just get outpaced,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the sad thing. Like obviously, like bounty hunters, right? They're trying to bring them back or bring some of them back. I guess the ones that people never really used, right? Like Aura and Sam and whatever.
That's generally the way of the
By
game. They just take the tunes that
yeah,
like Bodhi finally getting a ship. Finally.
yeah. I mean, it would be nice for some of these teams to like finally get used, or like I think I said this last week again, but like reworks.
Mm-hmm.
This game is too averse to reworks. Um, Obviously, there's been like the Mace and the Grievous, but I would love to see a rework Bodhi, right? Since they just put a ship in the game, stuff like that.
Oh, I did just get a YouTube update. Not to get sidetracked here, but want to give a quick shout out. Caracal, if you watch this, if you catch the replay, I did just get gifted a membership, and that means he has hit 500 subs. So big congrats. Congrats on the memberships. He was on Club 38 a little bit ago, so go give that guy some love. Hit him with a dab, and tell him that the takeout emote is better than the dab. So congrats.
Congrats, Caracol.
Um. So yeah. With Conquest. How are you doing in Conquest right now? Where are you?
Uh, I'm past the midpoint of Sector 3.
So just a little bit ahead of me. I want to say I'm just before the end of 2. I was just doing
Yeah.
that for a couple hours here before Club 38. So,
How many refreshes did you do? I usually do
um,
like 6 the first few days, like
I think I
into
got through
the
about
stop
5
at
so
200.
far. I want to say it was about 5. I'm trying to hurry up. This one I mean, these next couple, everybody knows my love for Nike Cat. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Um, Everybody just knows my love for um the stranger. So having him,
He
it's
was the
like
best part of the show.
I need this red crate.
I mean, he just seems so good too, in addition to being a good character on the show. And I don't know if you saw the news, um, but the showrunner of the show confirmed that he would have founded the Knights of Ren in a future season, which would have been pretty cool. And would have been a nice tie-in to the Knights of Ren, which we never learned anything about in 3 movies.
I wish we could have got so much more. There was so much that I wanted to get out of that show that we just never got.
I mean, yeah.
I really, again, I really had no care for the dark side at all. I've always been a Jedi person. You know, I've loved Kenobi growing up. He was always awesome. I didn't care so much for Anakin. I always found him a bit whiny. I don't know. Didn't do it for me. Kenobi was awesome. Yoda was awesome.
Okay.
Mace was, Mace. I mean, there were some kind of cool Sith. Like Maul was pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. But I just never cared for the dark side. I've always been more light. And then all of a sudden, here's Chimere, and I'm like, oh my god.
Because he
I
was a well-written, interesting character.
I actually cared about learning about the ways of the Sith, and I was like, okay, I could get behind this finally. Like, let's do this. We're bleeding
I
kyber
agree. I mean,
crystals. Okay, let's go.
yeah, that was the best part of the Acolyte. The worst part of the I think, well, maybe we shouldn't go there, but I think the worst part is the pacing. I think, like, from a critical film perspective, the pacing was the worst part of it because there's way too much filler in an 8-episode show, which has been very much a trend in modern television. 8-episode seasons and half its filler. It could have been a movie. It certainly could have been a 2 to 2.5 hour movie, and I think it would have been, just with nothing else changed, just filler cut out. I think it would have been more well received.
Mhm.
Um, Political controversy aside, but yeah. I mean, Kamir and his whole thing. I mean, episode 4, where he, spoiler alert, like, just kills almost all the Jedi, I think was one of the coolest, potentially like the best fight sequence in Star Wars, like on a pure technical level. Obviously, there's been more emotional fights, but on a pure just choreography level, that was the best fight in all Star Wars, like by far.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, him
and
cutting down
Kamir,
12 Jedi was just like,
yeah, there's such. I mean, that was such an amazing fight scene. And if the show was a little more like that, I think it would have been more well received. I did enjoy the Jedi kung fu, but they kind of wasted Carrie Ann Moss by killing her in the opening credits of the show. Um,
yeah, I think we touched, like, I remember talking about that. It might have been the Huts hangout. How nobody really cared about it though. Like, they were like, "Oh, guess what? We got this character, and it's Trinity from the Matrix." And she dies in the first like 10 minutes. And you're like, "Cool."
yeah, it was weird. Yeah, she was in the flashbacks, but like she didn't do all that much in the flashbacks.
Mm-mm.
Um, I also think like Vernestra Rowe in there was cool, considering her importance in the current High Republic's comic. I just wish the High Republic, the High Republic is something that Disney needs to bring to more of the silver of TV and also the big screen. I mean, you know, obviously the Old Republic is sitting there waiting to be canonized, but the High Republic, right? It's a new thing. It doesn't have the power scaling issues of the Old Republic. Bring that to the big screen. Bring that to more TV shows, right? Obviously, one thing I think is a very popular opinion in the community is just get us away from the Skywalkers. We've thoroughly explored like the Empire and stuff. Sure, we can keep getting more stories, but give us something new, right? We want to see Jedi. We want to see Sith. At the end of the day, I think that's what most people really love about Star Wars. Obviously, Andor is a big exception to that. It was an amazing show. Didn't have any Force users. Um, but just give us more of the cool guys with laser swords.
Yeah, I mean that's what made Star Wars, right? When Luke pulled out that laser sword, and yeah.
This past weekend, I showed my girlfriend Star Wars for the first time. She hadn't seen it. She'd only seen Force
How did you
Awakens.
start?
Um,
Episode 1 or episode 4?
there's only one answer to
Or
that, and
episode
that's episode
7?
4. 4. No, no, no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you talking? Absolutely not. Episode you start the only way to show someone Star Wars the first time is release order. I will not hear counter arguments. They are just wrong. You start with release order. Because what is the point? What is the point in chronological order?
So here's the thing. When I got with my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, I actually watched it 4, 5, went back to 1, 2, 3,
You're saying shotgun order,
and then did 6, and then 7, 8, 9.
Mm,
Wait, no, we
I've
tossed
never
in Rogue
understood
One,
that.
so it was But I wanted to get the feel of like, okay, here's Palpatine, and it's not just like, okay, now you know who Vader is in 5, you know who everything is, and then you go back and you learn about the history of Lord of Vader, and then Palpatine, and then all of a sudden, here's Emperor Palpatine in 6, and now you kind of have like a better idea of who Palpatine is, who, like the background and all this before you get like in my opinion, one of the best fights in Star Wars, between, Luke and Vader and the Emperor.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah. I feel like if you're doing it in a short span of time, like over the course of a few days, maybe that's not bad. I mean, I don't know. I kind of I've always been a proponent of watching in release order. Um like yeah, I guess maybe for a rewatch chronological might be better. I don't know. I do agree my favorite fight in Star Wars. The best is the Acolyte fight, I think, in terms of choreography, but my favorite, I agree, is the climax of Return of the Jedi. Like on an emotional level, I just think that's like the best sequence in all of Star Wars. Um, I mean, Luke throwing the lightsaber down to just let Palpatine kill him because he won't strike him down in hatred, I think is like one of the most like heroes in modern movies don't do that. Usually, when they do it in modern movies, when it's like actually, I'm gonna spare the villain.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like it's usually pretty cheesy. Where
but
it's like come on, this guy just
back then it
killed a
wasn't.
billion people. Yeah, because the way Luke does it, right? His whole character. I mean, he was a pacifist at heart. Yes, he did blow up the Death Star and killed millions of people, but he's a pacifist, and I do like they continued that into the sequel trilogy. Um, that is one of the things I think they did right about Luke in the sequel trilogy. That might be controversial, but when Luke, says, I will not strike you down in hatred. That's what you want. It was so powerful because especially in the context of the 70s, right? You had some of the most macho men as leading roles in action movies, like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, whatever.
Not
And,
even that. Just
they're
in
gonna
general, you had Hulk Hogan, you had Macho Man Randy Savage running around, you had what? Look at the sports
yeah.
players back then. They were huge.
And Luke being he was kind of the antithesis of the 70s action hero. He was not buff. Like, yeah, in episode like obviously Mark Hamill got in shape in episode 5 and 6, but he was not this macho man. He was not, gunning people down left and right. I mean, he kills a few like stormtroopers and stuff. He kills I guess he helps kill Boba Fett and obviously has the plan to blow up Jabba and the whole skiff, but
He
he
didn't
doesn't
do it.
enjoy yeah, he doesn't enjoy killing people.
That one
And
was all my
he
girl
sees it
Leia.
yeah. True, actually, yeah. No, that was not the plan. That was just Leia, you're right. Um and Luke was just different than everyone else. He truly loved his dad despite his dad being, the fictional equivalent of Himmler, and he really tried to see the best in people and not succumb to the same urges his father came to, and that was just what struck me. I mean, when I was a kid, I just thought Luke was cool, but as I grew up, like I appreciate Luke so much more for his strength to not kill. And I can't really think of another movie where the hero decides to not kill the villain at the end where I didn't think it was cheesy or stupid.
Yeah, but
except
also
Star Wars.
like that whole Vader thing that you just said, how Vader is like icon Vader and how you would compare him to Himmler. Like Vader's just iconic in general as like the overall bad guy in all of like movie history.
Yes.
Like people are compared to Vader in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd
Vader
say he's just
is the most
iconic in his
iconic.
own.
Oh, of course, of course. Yeah, I mean, Vader, I think I don't think it, like, even if you're talking like real movie buffs, like saying Darth Vader is the most iconic villain in cinema, I don't know if there'd be
one
much
of
context to that.
one of the most villainous.
Oh no, I would argue number one. Like in terms of fame and just, yeah, just fame, like when you think of the word movie villain, like, obviously I think some of the big 3 would be him, or big like for him, Hannibal Lecter, Heath Ledger's Joker, and like Anton Chigurh from maybe No Country from Old Men would probably be my top 4. But I mean, in terms of just pure name brand recognition and everything, it's got to be Vader. Um, and of course, obviously Vader is redeemed, which is again something that
What about
Star Wars. I
Doctor
feel like Star
Evil?
Wars did that first, right? Did Star Wars do that first?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Back in the 70s, I don't think they really had much like that.
And again, it's one of the things that made Star Wars what it is. Because, you know, maybe this is going to be controversial, but in episode 8, when Rose saves Finn, she
So,
says, yeah, she says it's not about killing what you hate, it's about saving what you love, right?
mm-hmm.
The sentence alone, right? Forget about the context, forget about who said it. That line, I believe, is the thesis of Star Wars, right? That is what Luke does in Return of the Jedi. He wins by saving his father, not by killing the Emperor. Of course, the delivery and the context make it, one of the most hated lines in Star Wars. But the line alone, I think Ryan Johnson did hit the nail on the head on what Star Wars is about. It
I
just, the delivery of the line was
think in general you
not
get
great.
really good quotes like that, and like you could find that anywhere where you could just take it and apply it to a lot. Like I've actually done it a lot in like my real life recently with everything I've been going through. And there's this
Hmm.
book quote that I've loved forever. It's from Court of Mist and Fury, or that whole series.
Hmm.
It's from the ACOTAR series by Sarah Moss. It's only you can decide what breaks you.
It's a good one.
So, like, yeah, you could pull those quotes out of anywhere, and just good quote is a good quote. I don't care where it comes
I
from.
mean, uh, personally, Yoda's quotes. I mean, Yoda has so many that I've just always thought of. I mean,
Do or
do or
do
do not.
not.
There is no try. Oh, he has a line in episode 8 I really like. The greatest teacher failure is. Um, there's another line from Empire Strikes Back. I'm forgetting right now, but
Yeah, quite a
Star
bit
Wars
in
has such
Empire Strikes
wisdom.
Back.
Yeah, Star Wars just has such a and it's a very, it was, again, as I keep saying, an antithesis to the product of its times,
Especially
which
if you
is,
think about the time, like this was the 70s.
yeah.
And then you just have Yoda over here saying do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
And here in
And obviously,
2020,
yes,
2025, where that
yeah.
still used, still quoted.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, the movies were certainly ahead of its time in a lot of ways. And yes, the movies were also made, they were anti-Vietnam at first. Um, or just anti-imperialism in general. And yeah, I mean, there's a reason. Obviously, we all play, right? We play this game for Star Wars. We came for Star Wars. We stayed for the community. The movies are just so special, and obviously, this all started because I was talking about showing movies. You know, it's just Star Wars is just is just so special and sentimental. First of all, I wish there were more video games worthy of the Star Wars IP. As a gamer, um, it is a shame that since Disney made the completely brain dead decision to give EA exclusivity for like 8 years, where they only pumped out 2 Battlefronts and 2 Jedi Fallen Order and Cyber games,
Those games
was
are
so
awesome,
bad.
though.
They're awesome,
I
but 4 Star Wars games in
Yeah.
like 8 years
Let me.
was so yeah.
Ignorance gives Jedi Survivor so much crap, and I think it is an amazing story. The gameplay is fun, and it's just really cool to get yourself in there and be like, "Hey, look, I'm playing a Jedi." Here in the Empire era, like it's really cool.
Oh, my only real issue for the game was that the game was not optimized for PC in the slightest. That was my only issue with the game. I agree. I think it has a great story. I mean, I think the first one had a tighter story. I certainly think there are issues with the story of Survivor, but the gameplay is amazing. You get the Jedi power fantasy. Um, the worlds are cool. Most of the characters are pretty cool. You get some really cool moments. The story could have been a little tighter, though. The stuff with Dagon and Bode get a little convoluted, but no,
Yeah.
I agree. But I
I
just
really
wish there were
enjoyed the
more
whole
games, right?
Marin. Like Marin was awesome. I love Marin.
Oh yes, Marin is awesome. Um, the Seer stuff you get to do in the sequel, awesome. Um,
Seer's character,
I
I
just
just
wish.
didn't like her character. I thought her character was kind of like, blah. I don't know. I was also watching Chimere at the time, so I'm like,
Sure.
yay, Sith. And then a little bit of spoiler if you haven't played Survivor. Um, skip ahead like 10, 20 seconds. Uh, starting now. Um, just getting to traverse to that dark side a little bit in it is just super cool. Like I can't wait for 3. Um,
I
get,
agree.
getting to explore that is going to be amazing.
Like the other game that's been Star Wars Outlaws, right? The Ubisoft game.
Oh God,
That the game, the name not well reviewed. I like the concept.
I hated it.
I I have not played it. I've seen everything. I like the concept of the game. Obviously, it was not made well,
So
but
here's my thing on that one. I pre-ordered it. I bought the gold edition. Like I had so
you
much hope
pre-ordered
for
a
that game.
Ubisoft game.
I had so much
That's
hope
your
for
first
that.
mistake.
I thought it was. I thought like the gameplay looked awesome. I was so hyped for it. I was like, I get to play Outlaw and Star Wars. This is gonna be epic. And then I got it and I played it. And I was like, this is terror. And I got to play it early too because I pre-ordered the gold.
Yeah.
And then like I was working through all the bugs and everything, and just the gameplay was just bad. And I'm like, it's a Star Wars title. I'm happy I bought it, but this is awful.
Well, to all the not really big gamers out there, in modern times, I don't recommend pre-ordering. Part of the reason, especially because games have been buggy or unoptimized on launch. That's been a much bigger trend. Ubisoft started the trend with Assassin's Creed Unity. I remember that because I was hyped for Assassin's
But
Creed Unity. I pre-ordered it.
so in my defense
Um,
though, I'm a very much a story player. I don't care about.
fair.
I will enjoy a bad game if it has a good story.
That's
And
fair.
um I don't play a lot for like I play again. I'm not for super complicated stuff. I don't need it to be god awful complicated. I want to play through a good story. I want it to keep my attention, and just I want a good experience with it. I don't like co-op. I mean, I like co-op. I don't like online. I don't like
Online.
shooters. I don't want to. When I was a little girl, I had two cousins and we were playing GoldenEye, and I would get hit when I win. Like that kind of scarred
uh,
me. I don't like online.
uh,
I don't like to play shooters. I don't. It's not my cup of tea. If I'm gonna play a game like Jedi Survivor, it had a really strong story to it. Therefore, I will.
I
Another one is like the dark picture games, like the Quarry, um, and all of those other ones, like
oh, those those horror games where it's mostly about the
yeah,
decisions you make.
yeah, those I enjoy because it's all story based. Again, Quarry, I actually platinumed it on PlayStation. Uh, Until Dawn, I platinumed that because I'm a story driven person. I just enjoy a good story. Doesn't need to be super complicated. Just so I had all this
Sure.
hope for Outlaws. I was like, this is gonna be awesome because they're gonna put out this amazing story, and it was just awful. I couldn't get through half the story because the gameplay was terrible.
As a big Assassin's Creed fan, Ubisoft stopped hiring competent writers like 5 years ago. Um, as did Disney for the most part, but as did a lot of companies during COVID.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean,
Which is the worst time to do it. Like during
yeah,
COVID, everybody was
hmm
home, but
yep.
that's where you want to invest in that.
Um, yeah, I want to see right. There's the canceled Star Wars 1313. I want the KOTOR remake. I want right video games. Obviously, you can accomplish. You can do anything in a video game. I just want to see so much Star Wars. I want to see like I
Yeah,
do appreciate they made the Star Wars Squadrons game where you get to do the dogfighting. Um, but I want to see that. I want to see more games as Scoundrels, more games as Jedi, games as Sith. Um, I want to see like I don't know if you know this, the original Star Wars Battlefront. Right, there was 1 and 2.
yep.
Star Wars Battlefront 3 was made, but then that was when Disney was getting bought up by Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm was getting bought up by Disney, so they canceled it. Um,
I really
that
enjoyed
game was
too.
red. It was literally, yeah.
Not for
I
like the
don't know if you know this,
PvP, but
but
the story was awesome.
oh, 100%. They actually had a concept for Star Wars Battlefront 4. Have you heard of this?
No, I didn't.
So, Star Wars Battlefront 4. So, Battlefront 3 was
Welcome back,
made and they
IDP.
started on Battlefront 4. Hey.
Yeah.
And in Star Wars Battlefront 4, um, it was going to be a what if scenario where all the good guys are bad and all the bad guys are good. And there is concept art out there of
Okay.
all this. And that sounds like the coolest shit, right? They have a Lego. They've been making Lego movies where like the good guys are bad and the bad guys are good. But having a video game where you could play as like evil Luke and like Jedi Maul and stuff would have been so cool. Like I just want to see like I've said this before, but Star Wars Visions, right? I love Visions because it's just taking Star Wars, forgetting about the movies and just like let's make a story set in this universe. And that's what I love about Visions. Like we need that not only in animated, but we need it in live action movies, in shows, and in video games. And that would just be so cool to just give it right like Star Wars Visions. There's so many just unique characters and like different worlds and stuff. Give us more of that, right? We're supposed to be in a galaxy, but they keep showing us the same, 5 planets and 2 bloodlines over and over again, which was one of the things I was excited about for the Acolyte. That it was just a completely separate adventure with brand new characters. But yeah,
This is what I want. Give me this.
Like, obviously, yeah, Yoda's alive, but that's okay that he was alive and had the briefest of cameos.
Give me Leia Organa as a Jedi. That's all I want. Right here.
Honestly, they should. Star Wars has been a little versed to recast. Good thing they recasted Balin. But I want them to. Honestly, they should have done an Heir to the Empire movie where they just recast the main trio. Right? You already have an actor who played Han Solo. I thought Alden Ehrenreich did a pretty good job. Cast Sebastian Stan as Luke. Find somebody to play Leia.
Their daughter. It's perfect.
Yeah, her daughter, Billy Lord. Yeah, she'd work. And just, I
She
do
looks
want them
so
to move away
closely
from the
to her too. Like
Skywalkers.
when they casted her
Oh yeah,
in the sequel trilogies, she looked a lot like her. Like you could tell that
yeah.
was Leia.
Like, I don't want them to keep focusing on the same guys, but if you are, recast.
I just want Leia. Give me more Leia. I mean, I understand she's gone, unfortunately. R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. Um, who, for those that don't know, I'm a Girl Scout leader, and Carrie Fisher was a Girl Scout. So that's pretty cool. Um, a little tidbit there. Mainly because my love for Leia is she's been an idol growing up. Um, I've been begging for her to come into Swago.
Yeah, I'm glad Leia is a GL.
I mean, like the Jedi training side of her.
Oh,
I've been begging for
Jedi
that.
Leia would be cool. That'd be
Obviously,
cool.
Chimere, but I've been asking for this for a while.
Jedi training Leia would be cool, especially since they have Dark Side Rey, who's literally like on screen for like a second.
I think
I
she
mean, they
has
have
more
Quiggle
play.
than
I want to
Ithana.
say Jedi Trainer Ray has more screen time than Darkseid Ray.
I I think so. Maybe like a few seconds versus one.
Yeah.
But of course, the Rey thing was literally a vision, and Leia being a Jedi was important for the plot of the movie. But yeah, no, that I would love to see Jedi Leia.
All right. Do we want to move on to viewer questions?
Sure.
Okay. So again, if you're not in the Discord, feel free to join the Discord that is in the link tree /Club38. There you can go to the podcast questions, get the Club 38 role, be notified of everything Club 38, and ask us questions. Engage. I think it's fun to be engaged with the audience, especially with like non-Swiggo questions. Of course, we welcome Swiggo questions too. So the first question is from Stanimal. Actually, they're all from Stanimal. Visions was popular enough to get a second run. Do you think we will get any units from the show? Who would you like to see?
Okay, so first I'd like to correct his question. A third season is coming out before the end of the year. So just to make that clear, there are 2 seasons. A third one is coming out, I believe, like next month. So, and not only are they doing that, but they're doing 2 spin-off shows based off 2 episodes from the first season. So, have you watched Visions, by the way?
Which one was
Out of
Visions
curiosity.
again? That was
The
the
animated show from like the anime
those were
creators.
like the 8-second ones, right? Or
They're
not
like
the
10,
eight,
15
like the eight
minutes.
minute ones that was like
Yeah,
touched up
yeah.
on, like the
That I was
past
just fawning
Dooku and
over.
stuff. Yeah.
No, not the stuff with Dooku and whatever. Those
Way to correct
those
me
are like Tales of the
incorrectly.
Jedi.
I love it. Stanimal says.
What do you mean?
He said
I wasn't
Visions
incorrect.
was popular enough to get a second run. Do you think we will get any units
Yeah.
from the show? Who would you like to see? So,
Yeah. So okay.
You never said it
So
wasn't popular.
oh, okay. Well, I was just saying that there not only did it get a second season, but it's getting 3 seasons, a third season, and 2 spinoffs. But okay, so this I think the 2 characters that are getting spinoffs are prime candidates for being added to the game. That being the Ronin from the episode The Duel, and the female Jedi. I don't know if she has a name from the episode The Ninth Jedi. I think those are 2 definitely prime candidates for being added to the game. Definitely the Ronin from The Duel, and also the Sith that he fights that has the umbrella lightsaber. I think those 2 would be awesome. Um, um, there's like this cute like bird force user in the second one. Actually, this character does have a name. It's La Cara, Lao. Or yeah, Cara. So those would be my first 2, and I think if they were to do a whole era, let's say, well, I guess 4 more, but those 2 I think would come first. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the IMDb. I'm kind of blanking on the names of some of these episodes right now. When season 3 comes out tomorrow. Oh.
Well, we know what you're doing tomorrow.
Oh shit. I was gonna stream Marvel Rivals, maybe not. Oh, okay.
I actually never did see Visions.
That's a mistake. You gotta watch it.
I think I gotta watch it now.
Oh, the twins, season 1, episode 3. The 2 twins are really cool. Oh, season 2, episode 1. The episode is called Sith. It's like she's like a painter Sith. Really cool. I think she would be a cool, especially visually. Season 1 is definitely more iconic than season 2. I think when people think of the show, they think of the 2 characters that got spin-offs, The Duel and The Ninth Jedi, those 2 episodes. Those are objectively the best episodes of the show. Each one is made by a different studio. The Sith in season 2, episode 1 is awesome. And yeah, the Spy Dancer is also a very good one. That's season 2, episode 6. Those are all if I were to choose 6 characters, it'd be from those 4 episodes. Including the enemy Sith from the very first episode of The Duel.
Yeah,
And
again,
yes,
I
I highly
haven't
recommend
seen
Vision.
it, so I
Yeah.
can't really
Yeah, it's
say.
I mean, the
Looking
thing
up
is, right?
pictures, like this girl right here would be cool. This one, right next to the dude on the bottom.
Once I see what you're talking about.
It's on the stream, right here.
Oh, the stream is not updated for me. Oh, okay. So that's season 2. Okay, so that person you were pointing to is actually one of the characters I mentioned. The main character from the episode Sith. So this is season 2. Also, the person in the white robe at kind of the base of the 2 is the other one I mentioned from the Spy Dancer episode. If you find the season 1 poster, I'll point out those people. Yeah, but the nice thing about Visions, you don't have to watch every episode, right? Because it's an anthology. I mean, if people wanted to just spend 1 hour, I would recommend season 1, episode 1 and 5, season 2, episode 1 and 6. Those are the 4 best episodes. IMDb would agree with me. If you just want to watch like 4 episodes.
Can't get like the actual picture up here. There's
Trying
that
to
one.
find it. Yeah, okay. So that guy in the very bottom. Oh wait.
Dude.
The samurai looking guy. He's the Ronin from the first episode that's getting a spin-off show. He 100% would be the first one. Maybe his droid. And actually I honestly think we'll see Ronin as like a conquest character at the minimum. Yeah.
And then Stanimal's other question is, what is your favorite animation in the game?
Are we including or excluding like Starkiller's Ultimate?
I think it's just any animation. Favorite animation in game.
Because I feel like that is just the best animation in the game. If I were to exclude ults from him or any GLs, definitely some of the more recent characters have better animations. I've also been a fan of Cat, Commander Ahsoka's Xi'an move. I don't know if that's the best. Starkiller's ult is definitely my number one. If I were to think of non-ultimates, I'd probably say Malicos's Rocks.
His rock throw is cool. Come on, where is that kit reveal so I could show it?
Yeah, Starkiller's. I think Starkiller has the best ultimate animation out of all the. Better than all the GLs, personally.
I agree. Starkiller's is amazing.
First of all, just the not only the cutscene, but also just the actual animation of the Star Destroyer hitting the ground and hitting everyone. Like it doesn't like the like like Leia's ult is still buggy as day and whatever, and I don't know. Leia's is probably the best GL ultimate. That or Jabba.
I'm not finding his actual kit, but mine would have to be when probably Jar Jar's, the one where he jumps on the battle and or jumps on the ground and you just see like the droid laser shooting.
Oh, his second special, right?
Yeah. He's just like I always find that comical.
Jar Jar's animations are he probably has the best animations of any character. Yeah.
Right.
All his moves are just so Jar Jar.
The second part is, what about your least favorite?
I mean, I feel like there's just so many generic pick your arm up and shoot animations. I think there was a post a while back on the Reddit where just they literally reuse the same animation. Like for example, Maz Kanata's basic, right? Why do we need to spend the time in the animation where she takes the gun out of her pocket to shoot? Just have it in her hand already. I mean, like Malgus's old basic was the most annoying thing ever. Actually, no. Okay, I think just saying a generic shooting animation is kind of a cop out. GL Ahsoka's basic. It is. It looks terrible and it takes forever.
Okay.
What about you?
Mine would be anything to do with Chopper. Again,
Hmm.
I love the Phoenix Squad. I love him. But you will time out on his moves because his
Yeah.
takes so long to do. Like the animation is so long. Especially if you're autoing it. You even autoing it, you run a chance of a timeout. Just stop.
It's been bugged for years too, where like if you're hitting someone who's damage immune, it just freaks out.
Especially when he takes like 2 or 3 turns in a row, and you're just like, "Yep, lost this one."
What about in terms of just the pure animation without the bugs?
Anything basic, like Tarkin's old, like before he got the update, wasn't really a whole lot for the animation, but they're just basic, very basic.
Yeah. Obviously all the old characters, but no, I agree.
I think they put a lot more work into the newer ones, obviously. Like
Yeah.
animation wise, Balin's got some good stuff. Jar Jar's got good stuff. Um, they're just actually trying now.
Yeah. Balin's his big hit, his second special, is I would say has risen the ranks as one of the most satisfying moves in the game.
I
Especially when it like full team stuns.
think satisfying is like cap. Hitting that her
Before
third,
sleep, yeah.
yeah, just hitting that four sleep. It's just like, yeah, got her. Or Jabba, or not, yeah, Jabba when you get the Rancor. That's really satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rancor, that's one of the coolest. Yeah, I mean that generation, him and Leia have the two best ults out of any generation of GLs, and I wouldn't say that's too controversial. If people think that is, let me know.
Blackers is pretty good. It's very basic, but him tossing the helmet down is pretty cool.
It is funny though that he keeps just, or I guess he doesn't keep doing it, but I guess something the old bugs where he just
Gets it
he'd
back.
take it off, but it's still on his head. Yeah, back
It's
in the
like,
good old
yeah, I
days.
alted, my alt is over, helmet's back.
But yeah, I mean, obviously the older ones were more basic, but yeah, I mean that generation, like I think, but like Hondo's right is the newest one. His animation is not anything special
It really isn't.
comp-
Um,
compared to Leia and Jabba.
his
And
little
Ahsoka's
bird
is
thing is
amazing, but
awesome. His
yeah, I
little
think his
guy
idle
on his
animations are
shoulder.
cool. Yeah, the idle animations are awesome, and also that's one thing that they've been doing more of, just idle animations, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it's not just clunky, same move, different skin.
I first noticed that when they redid Lord Vader a few months back, that he's like breathing and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, Marvel Strike Force and stuff has had idle animations for years, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, it's nice to see Swiggo doing the updates.
Took them long enough.
Yeah. Hey, they got there though. But
It did.
all right, any closing statements? Don't forget to plug your stuff again.
Oh yes, yes. Um, so yeah, so again, thanks for having me again, Ali. Um, it's always a pleasure. We will talk about D&D soon. I'm trying to think of what to do for a campaign. Um, now that my campaign concluded. Um, yeah, feel free to come stop by my channel. I mean, I not only play this game, but I'm a gamer in general. I've been playing recently Marvel Rivals. I started Claire Obscure Expedition 33, the front runner for Game of the Year. I definitely want to be a bit more of a variety streamer when it comes to games because I'm a gamer at heart. And yeah, I'm always love to have people who are new to video games come stop by who just like, maybe people who only play this game but want to see what the world of video games has to offer, or maybe don't have the like computer or the Xbox or PlayStation for it and just want to see someone else play. Always happy to be that person. And always just talk about like just Star Wars. But yeah, so I'm statistically David on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and yeah, thanks for having me, Ali.
Course. And also, Dave and I are looking at starting up a D&D campaign that will be streamed. So look forward to that. We are in the
Sure.
works of it.
And if you don't know what D&D is, come and find out.
Kana, I don't know, get a goat's head, pray to the devil, because it's Satanism, right?
Yeah, we're
No,
gonna
that's
summon Satan live on stream.
that's totally false. It's a really old game, and
Satanic
if you
Panic.
look up the history back when it first launched, everybody thought it was satanic. It's not. Funny though.
Fun fact: Tom Hanks's first movie was about the D&D Satanic Panic.
Good old Tom Hanks. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching / listening. Again, if you want to find us, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Podcast at Club 38. You can also catch the replay of this on my YouTube channel, Alligal, ALLI3GAL. You could also catch us live every Tuesday. Generally on Kate's channel, Kate Gaming, K8 Gaming _. But this week and next week, we will be here on mine. Again, it's Alligal. Same way with the 3 and everything. Join the Discord. The link is in our link tree, linktr.ee/club38. Make sure you get that Club 38 roll. Get notified of everything. You could also grab Kate's and my individual roles. Get notified when we go live individually, or other things, because all the other podcasts and stuff that I do here and there. Grab whatever role. Feel free to ask questions. Again, we love the questions. The more, the better. Anything personal, not personal. Swaggo, non-Swaggo related. Bring them all on. So with that, we look forward to seeing you all next week, where we will be joined by, we didn't boot Bones. He had a storm in his Wi-Fi and power went out.
We didn't. Ali did.
Yes, I booted him by kicking his power out because I am the self-proclaimed Queen of Swaggo. I have that power. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Again, this is Allie Gal. We will be joined next week by Fat Phil and Egnards. So we will see you all next week.
Bye, guys.